What is your worst experience with bad neighbors? When I first moved into the apartment complex, I thought it was going to be a decent place. Small, affordable, nothing fancy, but it was home. The neighbors on one side, however, quickly made it clear that normal rules didn't apply. From the very beginning, there was chaos. They were a young couple with 2 kids, but the kids never seemed to be safe or happy. The parents fought constantly, yelling, throwing things, doors slamming at all hours of the day and night. Sometimes it was physical, sometimes just verbal. You could hear it through the walls like it was happening in your own apartment. Their unit was always a mess. Trash piling up, boxes stacked to the ceiling, clothing and random items scattered everywhere. It smelled bad, but not in a way that went away. No one wanted to knock on the door, but you could hear their arguments through the walls and hallway. We tried reporting the situation multiple times. Calls to Child Protective Services, calls to the police, over and over. Sometimes officers came, sometimes CPS made notes, but nothing ever seemed to change. They never seemed to get taken seriously. Even when the sounds of fighting were so loud, you could hear it through closed doors and windows. It went on for months. You'd hear banging at all hours, the kids crying, parents screaming at each other. The whole building felt tense. Other tenants whispered about the situation, but everyone mostly kept to themselves, trying to avoid getting involved. Then came the day that changed everything. There was a fire. The smell of smoke was the first thing we noticed. The sirens came a few minutes later, but by the time the fire department got there, it was already spreading. The cause? Their apartment had gone up in flames. Later, we found out they'd been cooking meth inside. The smell we'd sometimes caught in the hallway, the chemical haze, the strange trips to the store at odd hours, all of it made sense. Horrifying sense. The damage wasn't just confined to their apartment. The fire spread through part of the building, causing thousands of dollars in damage. Hallways, walls, ceiling tiles, and neighboring units were all affected. Smoke damage lingered for months, and most of us had to move out temporarily, or permanently. It was chaotic, terrifying, and completely surreal. The kids were finally taken away, but not until after everything had already happened. The parents were arrested, the apartments gutted, and the rest of us were left picking up the pieces. When we moved out, the building felt emptier and quieter. For once, there wasn't constant yelling, no smell of chemicals, no fear that something worse was around the corner. The silver lining was that the kids were removed from that environment, finally safe, though it came at an incredible cost to everyone else living there. The experience left a mark. It was a reminder of how quickly things can spiral out of control, and how powerless you can feel as a neighbor watching a situation spiral, while authorities seem unable or unwilling to intervene until disaster strikes.